our teen sports listeners. I'm your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Teen Sports Radio. I'm Erica, your host, the Queen of Teen, and we're on KZSB AM 1290 or maybe 96.9 FM. These are the stations that talk about Santa Barbara. We're kicking things off today again with Mr. Mike, Coach Mata, my friend. We're going to do he's fresh back from Reno after coaching his U10 baseball team. Mike is a former professional baseball player who's now pours his passion, his heart, love into developing the next generation of athletes. So we're going to catch up with him, maybe talk a little bit more about the tournament again. He touched on it a little bit last year. I think he gave his kids, he's such a coach, he gave his kids like a week and a half off. We'll find out what's going to go on next for him. Then we're going to hear from Dr. Brian Falk, my acupuncturist, my practitioner, who will share real-life examples of how he's helped teen athletes overcome physical challenges, recover from injuries, and perform at their best. He's worked on my youngest. Before that, I had Mary Scoran, and that was our practitioner. Dominique, who'd you used to use? You had your kids all went through the acupuncture for five kids. Who would you use?
Anthony Carr. Shout out to Anthony Carr.
He's still
wonderful acupuncturist. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, he's still here. Actually, he was in the same building that what Mary Scoran was in.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that was on Mission Street or State Street, but off of Mission. Yeah. Excellent. All right. So after we share Brian's insights, then what we're going to do after that, we've got Emily Yurcheshen. She's going to talk about creating space. And, I told her this. So after she was running it through with me, what she was talking about, and boy, she just gave me a whole different perspective on that whole space thing about, you got to create space when you're going to shoot a three. You got to create space when you got to, kick a goal, just in track and everything. And I'm like, wow, that moment, that consciousness of just the creation thereof and then being in it. I thought it was fascinating. I really said, man, this is like the top three you've ever wanted to talk about. I'm really excited to hear what she's got to say. And then after that, of course, we got the Rain Man, Renaissance Man, Don Sanders, Don's Massage, Ojai. He's going to be doing a hygge with us. Don, what are you going to talk about?
Oh, just the answers to life's biggest questions,
That's awesome.
I've been looking, so thank you.
Perfect. All right, before we get to Mike and break on to him, let's just give some love. That's what I got to do. Got to do the love thing. Dominique, start us off.
I'm going to give a shout out to East Beach Tacos. Oh, my gosh. They are so good. And teens, if you have not found where East Beach Tacos are, look them up. They're really close to Santa Barbara High School, you could say. But yummy, yummy.
East Beach Tacos. Have I eaten there with you?
Yes.
That's not.
We're watching the kids hit baseballs.
Oh, I remember that. Okay, yeah. We don't go out to eat lot. I make e-tacos here.
Nice.
Erica makes everything here. I make the taco shells. I got the masa. I like to cook. So
wow,
yeah, that's awesome. All day. I got to have you come up here, Don. You're gonna like my e-tacos.
That sounds really good.
That's it. So,
by the way, just as a side note on the making of the tacos, and this has to do with also making of tortillas. Please, don't ever buy tortillas or tacos that are not made with lard. We bought some that were not made with lard tortillas. They were awful. I couldn't, and they called them homemade. I'm going, My grandma did not make them that way.
Yeah, we make our own, but like Dominique and a lot of people in this house, they're all into the whole protein, Dominique, so like she has to buy them, she gets those, but I'm like, no, just give me the masa. I'll just make them. It doesn't take that long. It's easy peasy. Like you make enough of them, you could freeze them and they hold up. So yeah, it's pretty easy. Mike Motto, who do you want to give some love to?
I'll give Teresa Creations. Another person does uniforms for me.
Oh, nice. Say it again.
Teresa Creations.
Tirsa Creations. Cool. Nice. Thank you, Tirsa Creations. We love that. Supporting kids is what we're about. We want to support you. So give him my phone number and maybe we can help him out. This is it.
Gotcha.
Love to give some advertising. So that's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Don Sanders, who do you want to give some love to?
To the Plaza Pharmacy down by the Circle K on your way into Ojai. And they used to be downtown. And I think the rents got a little over the top in downtown Ojai. So they're still providing me with the low-cost supplements I'm looking for and Band-Aids when I have a garden accident and all that good. Or if I want to buy some reading glasses or sunglasses or So I'm glad they resurfaced down in a new location next to the Subway and the Circle K down there, and love to them.
Yes. I want to just give a big hug again to Heather over at Givens Farms. We saw her the other day when we picked up her box, and what a great person. And she was telling us a story how I said, hey, you want me to give you some advertising and see if any kids want to do some volunteers? And she said, so she had a 15-year-old kid stop by and with her mom, and he just wanted to volunteer, and he just loves the whole farm gig, and he comes over and he spent 2 hours that day. So I didn't catch the kid's name, but I think that's just a wonderful thing. And I explained to her, I said, oh my God, the impact that you're going to make on this kid's life is absolutely amazing. She goes, yeah, she was here for 2 hours today. And, they're thinking about building a huge chicken coop because they're getting like 30 dozen eggs a week. So Dominique, isn't she just a wonderful being?
Absolutely. Really caring for our community.
Yeah, we just love our farmers. So just give a shout again. I could shout farmers every single week because local farmers, that is where you should be buying your vegetables and fruits from because we need to support them. I know, Don, you're a huge advocate of that. You do that. You're a lifelong farmer, supporter. Yeah. And I just want everybody just to be mindful of that. We need to, whether you do the farmers market, we're so blessed in Ojai and Ventura and Santa Barbara. We have farmers markets practically every single day.
Yeah.
Buy a head of lettuce from them or throw some seeds out in your yard. That's what we need to do. We need to be conscious of that.
And remember, it's zucchini season, so don't go away and leave your car unlocked, or you may come back and find it filled with people's overflow of zucchini.
Yummy yum.
Yeah, I tell you, there are peaches right now, and there are strawberries, and there are berries. Oh my God, it's just from God. It's just so good. I don't even know why anybody would buy something from a grocery store that's been bagged, packaged, gassed, crated and thrown in some kind of cargo bin, and God only knows how old is it. They don't last, you know what I mean? So yeah, straight from the farm, pick that day or within a few days. That's where you get all the nutrients from. So it's just a big difference. I really do believe with my whole heart that the juicing that I've done this past year, I just been I'm going to be a lifelong juicer now. It's so helped me regain my strength and put me back in my body, as they say, with all these hiccups that I've had. And now I'm around the corner and I'm looking back, wow, how did I get out of this? And I'm telling you, it's the juicing and eating organically, and it's really helped me. Now I know you don't have to buy everything organic. Dominic, we talked about that.
Yes, indeed.
So
you want to go for the dirty dozen.
Yes. So, so I guess that's it. So listen, we got Mike Motta. He's got a doctor's appointment. We got to get to him, and we're going to get to him right after these messages. Mike, you're up next.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
Mike, you're back, and I know you don't have a lot of time with us today, and I know you gave your kids a week off after your beautiful journey in Reno, where the ladies, the skirts on the team, crushed it. How many home runs did they hit?
Yeah, they're 6.
Woo!
Wow.
Not too bad. So that led the team.
I led the team, the most home runs in one team, and we got a lot of RBIs out of them. We won a lot of games.
So you finished off out of the what was it? 23 teams. You finished like right in the middle.
11th, yeah.
Nice, beautiful for the first off. I mean, that's nice. These kids are 10 years old. They got so much. That's something they're going to remember forever.
Yeah, they want to go back again. We want to do one in Vegas in January.
Nice. We work it through that. So it's going to be so. So how does that work with the age? So if they're not 10, they're 11. So you'll just move up a grade, right?
Yeah, we'll move up to 11. Yeah.
Nice, fantastic, and everybody who wouldn't want to stick together on that?
Everyone, like parents are all wonderful, so they said they all like it. And they want to move up. I've had everyone since 6 years old. So
yeah, my kids did that. I was really lucky. We didn't have to switch around. We had the same coaches. Shout out to Pete Zopoulos, Mike Sanford, Farmer. I mean, these guys were just right there for both of my boys. I'm so lucky. It's great because it's not like they had a kid on the team because they didn't. I mean, these kids these guys just donated their time, which was great. So they got this group, and they just went all the way up to the top. So it was fantastic, fun. So
yeah, it's a trip.
So could we see some future Dodgers?
Hope so.
They've had quite the slugfest with the Mariners the last week or so.
Yeah, I know. I saw that one. That was
quite the home run derby.
5 like on each team.
Yeah.
So after this January, here, let's just do something for fun here. Let me give you some questions here. It's like a shootout here. Favorite MLB player? What was your favorite MLB player growing up?
Sean Green.
Sean Green.
Dodger player way back.
All right. What position did he play?
Right field.
All right. And why him?
Calm. Always get hit and play whatever he needed to do.
Nice.
He was a power hitter and a contact hitter.
All right. So who's your favorite MLB player today?
Right now, today, I could say Freddie Freeman.
That's me too. I hate the Dodgers.
Good choices.
I know. It's so funny because I can't stand the Dodgers, right? But this last year, it was so funny. I had to drop the torch because obviously I'm from New York, all right? So I'm a Yankee fan. And oh my God, it took me a year to pay off when the Yankees lost to the Dodgers. But I got it all back when the Knicks spanked everybody. So now I'm even. But it was so funny. I didn't want the trophy to go across the border. I mean, that's not American. So I kind of, had to the last game root for the Dodgers, but I was a Freeman fan. That's the fan that I was. He made me. I'm not going to say he made me a Dodger fan, but oh my God, he is a baller. All right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
are you still mad that they left Brooklyn?
No, I mean, my first baseball game, I'm not going to believe this, was the Mets in '69, and they won it. And we were in the rafters when I saw the game. But oh my God, my dad drank a little bit too much beer that game, and I to this day remember having him pull over and get sick. It was bad. I'm just like, oh my. So that was my experience, and then I had that Mets hat until it fell off. I mean, I lived in that hat. So let's see. What's your favorite walk-up song?
To me, I don't have no walk-up song.
You don't have it? We will rock you. Nothing like that, no?
No, to me, when we had it, we haven't never had nothing. To me, I'd rather have no. Our kids don't have walk-up songs.
Oh, cute. We did. I'm not going to say we didn't because back in the day. I just don't like those I told you the story about the damn cowbells. I don't like those damn cowbells. Oh my God, the fans. Oh, when the other team had a cowbell, I wanted to die. Bang, 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 bang. They just hit it for anything. Hit it when somebody got a strike, when they threw a strike at us, She'd be banging that damn cowbell. Oh my God.
We don't have no walk-up songs, but we do have all those freaking noises.
So you have all those too. You were telling me the new ones. They got horns now. They got all kinds of stuff. Oh my God, I'm so
more cowbell. More cowbell.
Yeah, I'm an audible kind of person. So that would just twinge me right there. Let me ask you another question before we go to break here. All right, this is very important. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
If you weren't coaching baseball, what would you be doing right now?
That's actually a good question, actually. Dang, that's actually caught me off guard.
I got you.
Yeah, that one. Say I was in coaching.
You want to save it for next week? If you want to think on it, you can think on it.
Yeah, it took me a while. I'll sit on that one.
Okay, all right. Last one, and then we'll go to a break for sure. All right, In-N-Out Burger or Five Guys?
In-N-Out.
Woo! In-N-Out all day. That's what I said. All right. All right, we've got in the house right now Dr. Brian Falk. He's up next. Hey, fill up your coffee, fill up your tea. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be right back after these messages.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
Hello there. This is Dr. Brian Falk. I am a Chinese medical doctor, an acupuncturist, herbalist, and has a degree in psychology as well. And I'm happy to be supporting Teen Sports Radio. And over the years, I have worked with a number of different teens for various health conditions. I'd like to share just a few examples just to give you an idea of my work and how it can help teens and adults. I've had a lot of sports players come in for different injuries. Acupuncture, massage, and herbs seem to work great in combination together. One time I had a volleyball player come in. She was hitting pretty hard with her shoulder, and I think she may have torn a rotator cuff. And she didn't want to have surgery. I couldn't have surgery. I saw her about 5 times. And after the 5th or 6th one, getting acupuncture, her shoulder was about 80 or 90% better, and she was able to go back to playing. So in her case, acupuncture on the shoulder worked really well. Recently had a softball player. She was swinging the bat and really twisted her knee. This one took a little bit longer to heal up, maybe about a month and a half. But her knee did get better with the acupuncture, helped reduce inflammation and helped heal the patellar tendon, which had, I think, gotten a little bit strained. And I also recall a football player who came in with a pain in his neck. I think he was tackling somebody and hit his shoulder or neck wrong. And I think I only needed 1 session with him, and he was a lot better, doing some massage and some acupuncture on his shoulder and neck. Greatly improved his condition. In addition to all the musculoskeletal and sports injuries, I also have a lot of teens come in and teen athletes come in for stress and anxiety. And there's a lot of stress around school performance and especially around sports performance. And I found that acupuncture and massage work especially well for helping the teen athletes relax before and after between games, and just help their overall nervous system, both with school and sporting events. The acupuncture does a great job in putting people into the parasympathetic nervous state, reduces heart rate, and helps certain brain chemicals like norepinephrine and some of the stress hormones that is common, especially with teens. Another area that I work with teen athletes is in focus and concentration. Acupuncture is a great tool for helping somebody really hone in on certain goals and really helps concentration, especially with studying, as well as concentrating on certain sports moves. And so combine that with some breathing and some visualizations. I've had some really good success helping teens with focus and concentration as well. And then, let's see, I've had a number of soccer players over the years. Teen athletes playing soccer tends to, I see a lot of ankle, shin, knee, hip, primarily the lower body, but anywhere can be affected. And one soccer player had really sore shins and ankles, and the acupuncture in like 2 or 3 sessions really helped her and reduce the swelling and inflammation that was pretty intense in her joints. Let's see, I've had teen basketball players come in for like back spasms, so spine and back problems. Acupuncture is really good for. I typically will spend about an hour and 15 with people. I usually do a little bit of massage first, maybe some suction cupping, followed by acupuncture. And the needles are kept in for perhaps 15 to 25 minutes. And then I often apply some herbal topical at the end. And depending on the situation, might give some internal herbs as well. Those would be due to helping blood circulation if there's blood stagnation, which happens in injuries. And then also certain herbs that are very good for anxiety, memory, focus, and concentration. So sometimes I'll give herbs for that. And the number of session really does vary depending on the person and what's going on. In some cases, 1 session is all that is needed. In other cases, some conditions take up to 6 months to resolve if it's really serious and chronic. But the good thing about being young, for those teens out there, it's easy to get injured, but it's also, I tend to see teenagers get better a lot quickly too. Their healing recovery is probably 3 to 4 times faster than most adults. So that's one thing teens have going for them, is they tend to recover a lot quicker. So I don't find the need to do as many acupuncture treatments with teens. So that's one of the advantages there. And I know Teen Sports Radio is in Santa Barbara and serving greater Santa Barbara area. I had my clinic in Santa Barbara for a number of years. However, I'm currently in Ventura, the first exit downtown Ventura on Santa Clara. And so those that are in the Ventura area are able to come down from Carpinteria, Santa Barbara. That's where my clinic is located. And I do house calls occasionally to Santa Barbara County. So you can inquire about that as well. My website is unifiedmedicine.com. My phone number is 805-223-0915. And my email is Dr. Brian Falk, DrBrianFalk @gmail.com. It's been wonderful collaborating with Erica Salda and Teen Sports Radio over the years. I've been involved for probably about 13 or 14 years. And the program has always done such a great job in connecting different members of the community and supporting not just teens, but really everybody that needs help in the community. It's been a great resource for people, and for me, a great collaboration. I've met some wonderful professionals as well as students and athletes over the years. So it's great to be able to continue and connect and do my part to give back when I can. So it's been a pleasure, and feel free to reach out, and if you have any questions, give me a call or an email. And I look forward to future endeavors and helping all the teen athletes out there in any way I can. All right. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
Hi, teens and families. This is Emily the Songbird with another episode of Teen Tones, stories and songs that uplift your vibration and remind you of the love that you are. This week's episode is entitled The Space in Between. How growth happens between the moments. This weekend, I learned something unexpected. My partner and I are preparing to move into a quaint guest cottage on the edge of the foothills here in Santa Barbara. And whenever two people begin sharing a home, they're also learning how to share space. We discovered that sometimes one person's quiet moment can accidentally feel like rejection to someone else. It reminded me that athletes, musicians, and teammates are learning this lesson all the time. So teens, in sports, every great athlete understands space. Basketball players create space before they make the shot. Soccer players find that open space to free themselves and pass the ball or kick it into the goal. Recovery days allow the body to grow. Shavasana at the end of yoga is the space where every other asana or pose is integrated so that you can move on with the practice. Space isn't empty. It is where performance develops. So teens, in music, Debussy says that the music comes from the space in between the notes. The notes are beautiful because of the space. That is what gives them meaning. It's the silence between them. Without rest and breathing, music becomes noise. And also in speaking, if we just crammed our words together, when you improvise in music, it's not just playing a bunch of notes. I was soloing with my partner on the beach this weekend, and he was showing me some wonderful techniques on the guitar about, how to play these different riffs. But it's the space in between that gives those riffs the meaning and the power. So, teens, in relationships, healthy relationships make room for each person to breathe, to recover, and to become more fully themselves. Space isn't distance, it's trust. And what's really interesting is one of my favorite books is called To Bless the Space Between Us, and it's by John O'Donohue. And he talks about the different thresholds of life and how important it is to bless these different thresholds, because in our society, we don't necessarily all have these rituals to recognize different thresholds. And so blessing them is a way to do that. And he has these 7 different thresholds, like births and deaths and friendships and the beginning of day and the ending of day. And he talks about in the Jewish tradition that time has its own psychic seasons. And in the book of Ecclesiastics, there's a list of these certain events and the timing of them. And you may be very familiar with these lines because they are in a song. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. So he goes on with that quote, but it's really important in teens, as you are preparing for the beginning of the school year, there are rituals. There is a space before you enter into the classes or before you are, starting the events for your sports, right? But you prepare, right? I remember at the beginning of the school year, right? You get your new binder and your new pens and pencils, and you maybe get a new backpack. And for the sports, you get your I remember getting my new running shoes, right? And there's this preparation, but instead of just going through the motions, you can actually like infuse these acts and the space before it with power, right? That these new running shoes or, this new backpack has power for you as you are moving into this next stage of your journey, the next year in school. And I mean, it applies to not just teens, but everybody, right? As I'm preparing to move into this home, to bless, the whole transition and to be grateful for the space and the place that I have been before. And so rituals are a great way to do that. And for you, teen athletes, before assuming that somebody is, rejecting you, pause, be curious, ask questions. Emotional fitness grows when we resist filling empty space with fearful stories. So, sometimes I have that challenge in groups. I went to the Music in the Park yesterday at the Stowe House. It was great. We had Do No Harm was the band playing, and it was just really fun to dance. But sometimes when I get in groups and people don't talk to me, I assume I go into old stories like, oh, I don't belong here. And I remember that in school sometimes, right? Like, but if you can find that stillness, the power of the stillness and within you, you can recognize that you can be an observer too in the silence and the space. So I had this amazing weekend with my partner. We spent a lot of time at the beaches in Malibu. We brought our guitars and jammed on the beach. We jumped in the ocean, and it was really interesting because there was a place in the ocean where you can swim, and there are these serene pools, but there's also on the other side, there's a sign that says, be careful of rip currents, right? And so the rip currents are these just very subtle bubbles that on the top of the surface, and the lifeguards keep telling us to, swim on the other side. And life is like that too, right? We have to pay attention to those signs so that we don't get swept into dangerous situations, or those situations can start with the stories, that we, the silence, it means rejection. I wanted to have a yoga practice to myself this weekend. And sometimes, that interpretation of that, where my partner was like, oh, I don't want to be with you, but that's not necessarily the case. So we have to be careful that our mind doesn't spiral into these stories. And teens, this is challenging because we want to find our tribe as a teenager. So during the weekend, I had an unexpected thing that happened. We crossed paths with actor Owen Wilson. We were hiking up above the Malibu hills, and we passed Owen Wilson, and he's an actor, right, that reminded me that life often surprises us in the spaces between our plans. And I was wondering, like, well, what is the significance of Owen Wilson? And I remembered the movie Midnight in Paradise. And this is an example of a man who steps into another reality during the quiet hours of the night. And the protagonist discovers that what he is seeking is not another place or even a different era, but it's a different relationship with the present. And so the transformation happens in the space between his ordinary life and these nightly walks. And that's really where transformation happens. It's not in the big moments, really. It's in those small, quiet moments, the space in between. So in closing, perhaps life isn't measured only by the milestones we reach, but by how we learn to inhabit the space between them, between the breaths, the practices, the conversation, and the notes. That's where trust grows, healing begins, and champions are quietly formed. And so if you are interested, teens, or anyone else, in finding the space in between the notes and also the meaning of the notes and also finding your song, I offer private lessons, private coaching, a guitar class on Wednesday nights that is actually free in Santa Barbara. Come and visit my website, emilythesongbird.com, or visit my YouTube, Emily the Songbird at 2306, and I can support you in doing that. So I hope you have a magical, musical, and miraculous day. Many blessings.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
For Teen Sports Radio, I'm Don Sanders. DonsMassageOhio.com, 805-236-2684. And I'm here to bring you a hygge, which is a Scandinavian term for a comfy, cozy feeling like receiving a hug without actually maybe receiving that physical hug. And today I wanted to, nothing too big. I just wanted to ponder, what if the answer to life's biggest questions, purpose, identity, meaning, were not in books, but within you. One of my literary heroes, Ralph Waldo Emerson, thought that way from back in the time of the Transcendentalists, the first philosophical movement that was here in the United States. And he said, trust thyself. Every heart vibrates to that iron string. So not just self-confidence, but a belief that each of us carries a profound connection with the divine and to nature, a connection capable of guiding us toward an authentic and fulfilled life. Emerson's ideas on individuality and self-reliance have inspired generations of thinkers, no exaggeration, and remain profoundly relevant now. And what in ancient India, Shakyamuni called the Buddha nature, Emerson called the oversoul. And Nichiren, a 13th century Buddhist monk in Japan, advanced the chanting of Nam-myoho Renge Kyo as a means by which we can connect to the oversoul, or Buddha nature, aka the great self, all around us in today's world. We can see the workings of humanity's lesser self all over the place. I am a part or particle of a direct reflection of the pathway to wisdom. So the natural world doesn't exist for our exploitation. I mean, you could think that looking at the news, I think, but it's a space or a mirror that connects and unites all of us, all living beings, and each person carries a piece of the entire universe within them. Unity, empathy, harmony, and connection is our birthright, honestly. Nature's a reconnect with our essential selves, to be approached with curiosity and as an antidote to modern materialism. Like, I don't know about you, but I always mute when the commercials come on when I'm watching the TV. Emerson's philosophy is not isolation or selfishness, meaningful contributions to the community, and that cultivates community as well as our own inner strength. And so there was a songstress that I have had the chance to see, beautiful songstress Isla Nerio, recently put out I think a new album, but a song called Little Garden, and I can't sing on our recording technology here, but I can speak this. Breathe, everything's changing. Breathe, you are a leader in these times. Breathe, and all the ones around you, you remind them to breathe. Breathe, the spell's been broken. We've been running far too fast, too long. Breathe, see, all life is calling out for a moment now to breathe. Listen to your heart, grow a little garden. Feed the ones around you with your love. Listen to your heart. Know that we are with you. Be the shining forest that you are. Don't let the fear take you away. There's too much at stake. This is the path for which you were born. These are the times for which you are made. Don't let the fear take you away. There's too much at stake. Lay your body to the earth. Wind your mind down through the wild. Find the space between. Breathe, the skies are clearing. Breathe, the trees are singing to your lungs. Breathe, and all the ones around you, you remind them to breathe.
Wow.
And
holy moly, as they say.
But just the last little bit here is we must transcend or overcome our differences to be as inseparable as fish in the water in which they swim. That's a little quote from Yurcheshen.
Nice. So that's like, I just got my life coach fixed today. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Dawn. Dawn's Massage, ohio.com. Thank you for tuning in. Harley's wants to go out, so that's going to wrap up today's show. Thanks everybody for your time, your stories, your insight from all of my co-hosts today. From coaching and competing to health, mindset, personal growth, we hope today's conversation gave you something to think about, to take with you on your own personal journey. Remember, whether you're an athlete, a parent, a coach, or just somebody chasing a goal, progress comes one step at a time, okay? It's a marathon. It's not a race, okay? It's not a 50-yard dash. It's Dominique, what would you say this is in life? Really?
We need to enjoy the journey. We may have a destination in mind, but we got to enjoy every step of the way.
So I want to thank Dominique, especially Santa Barbara Wellness. She supports the show. Dominique, where do they go if they'd like to support us?
sbwellness.org.
So until next time, this is Erica, the Queen of Teens, signing off. Stay active, everybody. I'm coming, Harley. Stay positive, and we'll see you next time on Teen Sports Radio. God bless.